What if I told you there's a country smaller than West Virginia that holds over 5% of all species on Earth? A country that abolished its military in 1948 and put that budget into education, healthcare, and forests. Where 99% of electricity is renewable, and where the Nicoya Peninsula is one of only 5 blue zones on Earth, where people live measurably longer than almost anywhere else. That's not a pitch. That's just Tuesday in Costa Rica. It took me a minute to believe it too. We're talking an active volcano with geothermal hot springs, a waterfall dropping 90 meters into an extinct volcano crater, cloud forests so dense the trees grow through the mist, and a river with more crocodiles than most people think should legally exist. 14 places, one extraordinary country. I went so you know exactly what to expect. Top-tier travels, and right now, we're going deep into the wonders of Costa Rica, the best places in the country, and exactly what makes each one worth the trip. Hey everyone, I'm Finn Lee, a travel enthusiast obsessed with finding the world's most unforgettable destinations. I went into Costa Rica thinking ecotourism brochure. What I actually got was a country that operates at a completely different frequency than anywhere else I've been. Let's get into it. Arenal Volcano and La Fortuna, and this is an opener that makes you immediately understand why Costa Rica has the reputation it does. Arenal is a stratovolcano at 1,670 meters, one of the most continuously active volcanoes in the Western Hemisphere from 1968 to 2010. It's in a resting phase now, but the near-perfect cone still dominates the entire skyline, dense jungle on the lower slopes, the summit pushing above the cloud line on clear evenings. The region around Arenal is built for activity. Arenal Volcano National Park covers over 12,000 hectares of rainforest, old lava fields, and lake waterline, with trails ranging from easy forest walks to longer hikes out to the 1992 lava flow, where you can walk across cooled volcanic rock with the jungle pressing in on both sides. Toucans, howler monkeys, and sloths are all consistently spotted along the trails, and the bird density in the park is genuinely extraordinary. Then there are the hot springs, and Arenal's geothermal activity heats natural springs across the area. Several resorts have built pools directly over them, ranging from ice cold to scalding, and sliding between temperatures after a full day of hiking is one of those simple pleasures that hits way harder than it should. Arenal Lake, created by a dam in 1979, adds kayaking, windsurfing, and some of the most dramatic sunset views in the country to the mix. January through April is the dry season. Clearer skies, better volcano views, drier trails. Fly into San Jose and take a shuttle or rental car, about 3 to 4 hours. Mid-range hotels cost $50 to $150 a night, and La Fortuna town has solid budget options. Skip the most expensive hot spring resorts. Several lower-cost spots use the same geothermal water. 2 to 3 days minimum here. The zipline and whitewater rafting operators in La Fortuna are legitimate, worth booking. Number 2, Monte Verde. And this one requires you to adjust your mental image of what Costa Rica looks like. Most people picture beaches, heat, jungle. Monte Verde sits at 1,440 meters in the Tilarán mountain range, and the ecosystem up here is something entirely different. Cloud forest. Permanent mist. Temperatures cool enough that you need a layer at night. Trees so covered in moss and epiphytes they look like they're wearing the forest on the outside. The Monte Verde Cloud Forest Reserve covers over 10,500 hectares and protects one of the most biodiverse ecosystems in Central America. Over 2,500 plant species, including hundreds of orchid varieties, howler monkeys, sloths, and over 400 bird species, including the resplendent quetzal, one of the most visually dramatic birds on Earth, with tail feathers that can reach a meter long. Birders fly in from all over the world specifically to try to spot one. I did spot one, at dawn, in the mist, and I genuinely stopped breathing for a few seconds. The hanging bridges are the infrastructure move that makes this reserve special. Elevated walkways through the canopy that let you move at tree level, looking down into the forest floor and up into the clouds at the same time. Zipline tours here are some of the longest in Central America, over 3 kilometers of cable across the canopy. Night walks through the reserve expose an entirely different layer of the forest. Tree frogs, insects, nocturnal mammals. The cloud forest at night sounds like a completely different place. and the next stop trades altitude for ocean in the best possible way. December through April for the dry season, clear mornings, best Quetzal sightings, drier trails. May through November brings more mist and heavier cloud cover, which is actually ideal for cloud forest atmosphere if you don't mind getting damp. About 4 hours from San Jose by road, the last stretch is unpaved and rough. Rent a 4x4. Book the Hanging Bridges tour for early morning before the crowds arrive. 2 full days minimum to cover both the reserve and the biological reserve next door. Number 3. Manuel Antonio National Park. Manuel Antonio National Park, and this one makes a case for being the most complete destination on this entire list. It's one of Costa Rica's smallest national parks by area, but that stat is misleading. What it packs into that space, at the point where Pacific rainforest meets the ocean, is remarkable. 4 beaches, all protected. Dense jungle pressing right to the waterline with monkeys moving through the canopy overhead while people swim below. Capuchin monkeys, howler monkeys, squirrel monkeys, sloths. The wildlife density is high enough that you're almost guaranteed encounters on any trail. Over 350 bird species. The Punta Cathedral Trail circles a forested peninsula and comes out at viewpoints that put the Pacific coastline and offshore islands in front of you. And that combination of primary forest and open ocean view, Manuel Antonio holds that combination entirely alone. The conservation model here is genuinely impressive. Strict visitor limits, no feeding of wildlife, active ranger presence. The park is healthy because of that discipline, and you feel it the second you walk in. From rainforest to reef, the next one switches coasts entirely. December through April for dry season and calmer Pacific waters. About 3.5 hours from San Jose. Mid-range hotels near the entrance average 80 to 150. Hire a certified local guide for your first trail. They spot wildlife you'd walk right past, and the context they add triples what you get out of the visit. 2 days minimum. Number 4. Playa Conchal. And this is the beach that genuinely stops people mid-walk when they first see it. Located in Guanacaste on the northern Pacific coast, Conchal is named for exactly what it's made of: conchas, shells. The entire beach is composed of billions of tiny crushed and polished seashells rather than sand, and the texture and shimmer of it is unlike any other beach I've stood on. The water at Conchal is extraordinary. Turquoise, calm inside the natural protection of the bay, clear enough to see detail 15 feet down from the surface. The snorkeling directly offshore is some of the best accessible snorkeling on Costa Rica's Pacific side. Tropical fish, rays, and sea turtles all show up regularly within easy swimming distance of the beach. The surrounding dry forest above the bay adds another dimension. Iguanas moving through the vegetation above the beach, bird species unique to this drier Pacific ecosystem that you won't find on the Caribbean coast. Conchal manages to be simultaneously one of the most beautiful and one of the most accessible beaches in the country. No long boat rides, no remote access required. Drive in, park, walk on to what is legitimately one of the most visually distinctive beaches in Central America. Wear water shoes or sandals. The shells are polished but dense, and walking barefoot for a full day gets uncomfortable faster than you'd expect. December through April. Guanacaste's dry season means almost guaranteed sunshine and the calmest water of the year. Fly into Liberia Airport, about 45 minutes away instead of San Jose. Saves you hours of driving. Rent a car. Water shoes are non-negotiable on that shell surface. Snorkel gear rental is available nearby. Combine Conchal with Tamarindo 20 minutes south for a full Guanacaste beach itinerary. 1 to 2 days here, more if you're beach focused. Number 5. Irazu Volcano. Irazu Volcano? The highest active volcano in Costa Rica at 3,432 meters above sea level. And on a clear day from the summit crater rim, you can see both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea at the same time. That's not a travel brochure exaggeration. The country is narrow enough at that point that standing at elevation truly gives you both coasts in the same field of view. Not many places on Earth do that. The summit landscape is otherworldly. Barren volcanic terrain, ash fields, hardy scrub vegetation that's adapted to conditions most plants won't survive. The main Diego de la Haya crater contains a striking blue-green acidic lake that shifts color depending on mineral activity and weather. and the visual contrast of that vivid water against the gray volcanic rock surrounding it is something you photograph and then look at your phone and wonder if you've somehow accidentally edited the color. Irazu has a significant eruption history, a major event in 1963 that coincided with President Kennedy's visit to Costa Rica, depositing ash across the Central Valley. Currently dormant but geologically active, and you feel the volatility of the place in a way that's hard to shake. Irazu Volcano National Park has several well-maintained crater trails with viewing platforms that get you right to the rim, and the drive up through the Central Valley on the way is scenic enough that the journey itself is worth it. And the next spot requires a boat ride just to get in, and that commitment is exactly the point. January through April for the clearest summit visibility. Cloud cover builds fast as the day heats up, so arrive by 8 a.m. if you want both coasts visible. By noon, the clouds usually close in completely. Number 6. Tortuguero. Tortuguero, and this is the one on this list that requires the most commitment to reach, and rewards that commitment more than almost anything else. Located on Costa Rica's Caribbean coast in the northern lowlands, Tortuguero is accessible by boat or small plane only. No roads go in. You either take a boat through the river and canal system from Limón, or you fly into a small airstrip and walk into a village that feels honestly removed from the rest of the country. The name translates to Land of Turtles, and between July and October, green sea turtles come ashore at night to nest in numbers that are hard to process. One of the most important nesting sites in the Western Hemisphere. Thousands of turtles per season, females returning to the exact beach where they were born after decades at sea. I sat on that beach at midnight watching a turtle the size of a coffee table haul herself above the waterline, dig a nest in the dark, and lay over 100 eggs. The park's canal system is one of the most wildlife-rich waterway networks in Costa Rica. Caimans, river otters, howler monkeys overhead, over 300 bird species. Kayak through slowly and the wildlife just keeps coming. From no roads in to a volcanic crater you can walk right up to. The back half of this list is a different animal entirely. July through October for turtle nesting season, the main event. Fly from San Jose to the Tortuguero airstrip, 30 minutes, easiest option. Or take a boat from the Limón area, roughly 2 hours, visibly scenic. No roads in. Everything comes and goes by water or air. Book a night tour with a licensed guide for the turtle nesting. You cannot access the beach at night independently. Budget lodges go for $40 to $80 a night. 2 nights minimum to fully experience the canal system and the nesting beach. 6 down, 8 more to go. And if you think the first half of this list was strong, the back half is where Costa Rica gets actually surprising. I'm talking a waterfall that drops into the crater of an extinct volcano. A Caribbean reef system that runs on a donation box. An active volcano with one of the largest acidic craters on Earth that you can walk right up to. And a river where the boat guide has to make judgment calls about how close is too close to a 12-foot crocodile. The back half of this list is where Costa Rica stops making sense. Number 7. Pura's Volcano. Pura's Volcano. And this one earns its reputation as one of the most accessible active volcanoes on Earth. Standing at 2,708 meters in the Central Valley, Pura sits inside a national park about 90 minutes from San Jose, and the main crater, nearly 1.5 kilometers wide, is one of the largest active craters on the planet. The acidic crater lake at the bottom is a vivid turquoise green, constantly emitting steam and sulfuric gas, and on clear mornings, the view from the crater rim is in practice one of the more dramatic natural spectacles available from a paved road. Puas have a significant eruption in 2017 that temporarily closed the park, an eruption that deposited ash across communities in the Central Valley and sent rocks flying over the crater rim. The park reopened with stricter visitor protocols, timed entry windows, mandatory helmets available at the entrance, and a real-time monitoring system that tracks seismic activity. You're standing next to something that is actively doing what volcanoes do. That context makes the viewing platform hit differently than a dormant caldera would. The secondary crater, Laguna Botos, is a cold, rain-fed lake surrounded by cloud forest, entirely different in character from the main crater, and the trail connecting them runs through dense vegetation full of hummingbirds, toucans, and small mammals. 2 craters, 2 distinct ecosystems, 90 minutes from the capital. That's Costa Rica being unreasonably generous with what it packs into a short drive. January through April for clearest views. Cloud cover builds fast after 10 a.m., arrive at opening time. Always check park status before going. Pawas has been closed multiple times for volcanic activity and conditions change. About 90 minutes from San Jose, entry priced at $18. Easy half day. Combined with a strawberry farm or coffee tour in the surrounding Central Valley on the same day, the area around Pawas is one of Costa Rica's main agricultural regions, and the farm tours are seriously interesting. Number 8. Isla Tortuga. Isla Tortuga, a small island off Costa Rica's Nicoya Peninsula, and one of those places that earns the word paradise without trying too hard. White sand beach, palm trees, turquoise water so clear it looks like someone put a glass floor over the marine life below. The island itself has no permanent settlements. What you get is a pristine stretch of Pacific coastline accessible only by boat from the mainland. The snorkeling around Isla Tortuga is exceptional. The water clarity around the island means you're dropping into reefs packed with parrotfish, angelfish, rays, and sea turtles that cruise through the coral with complete disregard for the humans watching them. Day tours from Jaco and Punta Arenas include the crossing, beach time, reef snorkeling, lunch, and kayaking. The whole package comes in at a price point that feels unreasonably good. The interior hiking trail rewards anyone who leaves the beach chairs for 20 minutes. Elevated views of both sides of the island with the Gulf of Nicoya behind you. Isla Tortuga is unapologetically a place where you don't need to do anything complicated. You show up. You swim in extraordinary water. You eat lunch on a perfect beach. You snorkel over coral with sea turtles. That's the whole agenda, and that's exactly enough. Not every stop needs to be a challenge. The Caribbean coast, up next, moves on an entirely different rhythm than anything we've covered so far. December through April for the calmest water, the Pacific swells can make the crossing rough and reduce snorkeling visibility in the wet season. Day trip only, no accommodation on the island. Boat tours from Jaco or Punta Arenas go for $85 to $120 per person, including lunch and snorkeling gear. Book through a licensed operator rather than a random beach vendor. The quality difference is significant. Number 9. Cahuita National Park. Cahuita National Park. Caribbean side of Costa Rica, and the character shift from the Pacific coast is immediate and total. The water is calmer and warmer here. The vegetation is denser and greener. The pace drops further. Cahuita is one of those places that recalibrates you within about an hour of arriving. The coral reef system inside the park is one of the most accessible in Costa Rica. You can snorkel right from the beach into a living reef packed with parrotfish, triggerfish, moray eels, sea turtles, and stingrays. The reef is best explored at low tide, when visibility is highest and the current is manageable. The park provides tide charts, and the rangers are truly helpful about timing. The main trail follows the coastline through dense jungle, connecting several beaches that sit between the forest and the Caribbean Sea. Howler monkeys, capuchins, sloths, and the full Caribbean bird species list are all active along the trail. Cahuita operates on a park donation system, one of the only community-managed parks in Costa Rica, which is directly why it stays as healthy as it does. The town itself is small, Caribbean in character. Reggae on patios, rice and beans with coconut milk, a pace that makes the Pacific resort towns feel hectic by comparison. Year-round, the Caribbean coast has a different rain pattern from the Pacific and stays relatively green and accessible throughout. February through April and September through October are the driest months. About 4 hours from San Jose, or an easy add-on from Puerto Viejo 10 minutes south. Budget accommodation in town starts at $25 to $50 a night. Snorkel at low tide only. The reef is shallow and the visibility tanks at high tide. Ask at the ranger station for the day's tide schedule. Entry by donation. Give generously. The model works because visitors support it. Number 10. Tamarindo. Tamarindo. And let's be straight about what this place is. It's a beach town on the northern Pacific coast that figured out how to be exactly what a certain traveler type is looking for, and it does that job really well without apologizing for the energy. Golden Sand Beach. Consistent surf breaks that work for beginners and experienced surfers alike. A town center that runs at full volume from morning to midnight. The surfing here is the draw, and it earns it. Reliable Pacific swells, multiple reef and beach breaks at different skill levels, and enough surf schools and rental operations that you can go from never having paddled out to catching waves in a single afternoon. The Tamarindo Wildlife Refuge estuary alongside the town is one of the most accessible crocodile and birdwatching spots on the Pacific coast. Kayak tours at dawn put you in front of crocodiles, monkeys, and over 100 bird species without leaving the waterway. Playa Grande, 10 minutes north by boat, is a major leatherback turtle nesting site between October and March. Tamarindo can feel busy during peak season, and parts of the town center lean into the tourist strip aesthetic harder than the surrounding nature deserves. Push past the main drag and the beaches, the estuary, and Playa Grande give you something much better. December through April for the best surf conditions and driest weather. The wet season from May through November brings bigger swells. Better for experienced surfers, rougher for beginners. Fly into Liberia Airport, about an hour away. Town center accommodation starts at $15 for hostels, $80 to $150 for mid-range hotels. The estuary kayak tour is non-negotiable, about $45 per person, best at sunrise, and totally changes how much you get out of Tamarindo beyond the beach. Number 11. Catarata del Toro. Catarata del Toro, and this is the one that earns its place on this list through one image that is almost impossible to believe until you're standing in front of it. A waterfall dropping 90 meters straight down into the crater of an extinct volcano. Read that again. Not beside a crater, not near a crater, into the crater. The waterfall lands inside a circular volcanic caldera, and the crater walls rise around it on three sides, while the jungle closes in from above, and the whole thing feels like it was designed by someone who thought nature wasn't dramatic enough on its own, and decided to upgrade it. The reserve trail descends through dense rainforest with viewpoints at different heights, colorful tanagers, hummingbirds at the feeders, butterflies everywhere. When you finally reach the bottom platform and see the full scale of that drop inside the crater walls, it's one of those moments where you understand immediately why you made the trip. Catarata del Toro is less visited than most of Costa Rica's famous natural attractions. The reserve stays remarkably uncrowded, and the combination of the hike, the forest, and the waterfall payoff is one of the best single experience days in the country. Number 12. Guanacaste. Guanacaste, and this isn't just a destination, it's a whole province, and covering it as one entry is almost underselling what it contains. Northwestern Costa Rica, bordering Nicaragua, running from volcanic highland down to golden Pacific coastline. Drier, sunnier, and hotter than the rest of the country, the climate up here is distinct enough that the vegetation, the wildlife, and the whole character of the place feel like a different chapter. Rincón de la Vieja is the headline, an active volcano ringed by bubbling mud pots, fumaroles, hot springs, and trails through both dry forest and cloud forest. Scarlet macaws, tapirs, howler monkeys. Santa Rosa, battlefield in 1856, now one of the largest dry forest reserves in Central America. Las Baulas Marine National Park on the coast protects a critical leatherback nesting beach. Inland Guanacaste holds a different side of Costa Rica entirely: cattle ranches, rural communities, the Sabanero cowboy culture that predates tourism by centuries. The traditional music, festivals, and food of Guanacaste are distinct from the rest of the country and worth seeking out. Then there's the river that makes you rethink what "too close to a crocodile" actually means. December through April, by far the sunniest and driest season in Costa Rica's driest province. The wet season from May through November brings afternoon rains and fewer tourists. Fly into Liberia Airport. It's the gateway to Guanacaste and cuts hours off any itinerary. Rent a car, essential here. Rincón de la Vieja needs a full day minimum. The geothermal features alone take 2 to 3 hours. Combine beach time in Tamarindo or Conchal with 1 or 2 of the national parks for a proper Guanacaste itinerary. 3 to 4 days minimum for the province. Number 13, Tarcoles River. Tarcoles River. And this one delivers something so specific and so extraordinary that it earns its place on a list of 14 through a single, repeatable spectacle. The Tarcoles River flows through Costa Rica's Central Pacific region and empties into the Gulf of Nicoya, and it holds one of the highest densities of American crocodiles anywhere on Earth. The Crocodile Bridge, a road bridge on the coastal highway about 90 minutes from San Jose, has become one of the most visited wildlife viewing spots in the country, and for good reason. Pull over, walk to the railing, look down, and there are crocodiles. Dozens of them. Sometimes over 50 visible from the bridge at once, basking along the banks, half submerged in the shallows, stacked on top of each other in the mud. Some of them are 4 meters long. The casual indifference with which they exist directly below the bridge while cars pass overhead is both deeply impressive and slightly unsettling in a way you don't forget quickly. Boat tours take you onto the river itself, closer to the crocodiles than feels sensible, with guides who know exactly where the actual limits are. The river system is also exceptional for bird watching. Roseate spoonbills, tiger herons, wood storks, and yellow-naped Amazon parrots all work the mangrove habitat along the banks. Year-round, crocodiles are present regardless of season, and activity levels are consistently high. Number 14, San Jose. San Jose, Costa Rica's capital, the country's political and cultural center, and a city that most travelers blow through in a single morning on the way to somewhere else. That pattern visibly frustrates me because San Jose rewards the people who slow down enough to actually read it. The National Theater, built 1897, neoclassical, meticulously decorated, feels like stumbling into a European opera house in Central America. The National Museum inside the old Bella Vista Fortress, where you can still see bullet holes from the 1948 revolution, covers pre-Columbian history and biodiversity in a way that reframes everything else you see on the trip. The Mercado Central, open since 1880, is where you eat like a local. Gallo pinto, casado, fresh fruit batidos, $3 for a full meal at a counter soda. San Jose isn't the most beautiful capital in Central America, and it doesn't pretend to be. But the museums, the theater, the markets, and the neighborhoods of Barrio Amon and La California have enough texture and history to justify 2 real days before you head anywhere else. Start here, end here. Give it the time. Every Costa Rica video covers the same 4 stops: Arenal, Monte Verde, Manuel Antonio, 1 beach. Those places are incredible, they earned their spots today. But Catarata del Toro, the Tarcoles River system, Cahuita's donation model reef, what Guanacaste actually holds, that's the layer that separates a good trip from an exceptional one. That's what we dig into at Top Tier Travels. Real timing, real costs, the routes we've actually walked, and an honest assessment of what's worth your time. Nobody hands that out everywhere. We do, right here, every drop. Before you go, tell me in the comments, based on everything we just covered, what's the single Costa Rica experience you'd book first, and what's stopping you from going right now? Be specific. Is it timing, budget, figuring out the logistics? Drop it below. I read every one and I'll actually answer the logistics questions. If this one hit, go watch the video where I covered Australia's 8 most insane wonders. Same energy, an entirely different hemisphere, and landscapes that look even less real in person than on camera. Links up top and in the description. And if you want more of this, full country breakdowns, hidden gems, real logistics, places most people never find, we drop fresh content multiple times a week. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm Finn Lee, this has been Top Tier Travels. Go book the flight. See you tomorrow.